Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation, and also welcome to a brand new week. Our teacher for this week is Jon Kabat-Zinn, but for this morning I roped in one more teacher, which is Zen Master Bankei Yotaku, for an opinion on or a little bit of advice on how to approach the week ahead as well. Right, so with a week ahead of you, how do you want to show up to the challenges that this week brings? While some of the challenges we face come towards us from the outside, we also all experience internal obstacles from time to time as well. Sunready, very good morning. Leanne, good morning. Linda, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy to have you join me in jumping into the week together. Looking at the week ahead, you might have an idea of some of the challenges that you could expect. Create for yourself a picture of how you want to be able to show up, and take the time to rehearse this in your mind. Here are two beautiful examples, one from Jon Kabat-Zinn and one from Bankei Yotaku, of how we might approach both the inner and the outer obstacles this week. Estelle, good morning. Happy Monday. Awesome seeing you. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, mindfulness practice means that we commit fully in each moment to be present, inviting ourselves to interface with this moment in full awareness, with the intention to embody as best we can an orientation of calmness, mindfulness, and equanimity right here, right now, in this moment. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. And your soul knows how to do this. Then Bankei Yotaku says, don't hate the arising of thoughts or try to stop the thoughts that do arise. Simply realize that your original mind right from the start is beyond thought, so that no matter what, you never get involved with the thoughts. Illuminate original mind, and no other understanding is necessary. Maggie, a very good morning. Happy Monday to you. Jon Kabat-Zinn calls it soul, and Bankei Yotaku calls it original mind, but both point to something deeper within us that is beyond mere thought. Whether the stimulus we are responding to comes from outside of ourselves or within, it is when we're trying to avoid this, hide from it, or get involved in a fight with it that we lose access to our higher wisdom. Set the intention this week of mindful presence, no running, no hiding, and also no fighting. Remember to take deep breaths and wait until your soul reminds you of how to act. So if you're ready, let's slip into this week together and do a bit of mental rehearsal to remind ourselves exactly how we want to show up this week. You can close your eyes. Let's float away, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. Then with every exhale, soften. Every time you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. In this very moment right now, be mindful of everything about your breathing. Lean into this moment of taking a few big breaths. Really become aware of the air flowing in through your nose. How it touches your airways on the way down, and how you fill up the balloon inside your belly as your lungs fill. And then with every exhale, become really aware of the softening and the slide downwards. Bankei Yotaku reminds us that our original mind, original being or soul is beyond the thinking. But if we resist the thinking, if we get involved in fighting the thinking, then we've gotten involved in the thinking. Can you remind yourself that instead of fighting the thinking, you can bring yourself to your breath just like you are right now. paying attention to how your body rises and falls, how the breath enters and then leaves, allows the thinking to surface. It keeps you connected to your soul, so that the thinking does not take control of you. Can you create a picture for yourself in this week ahead of how you will be reminded to stop and breathe? Stop, breathe, and soften into you until your soul reminds you of what action is necessary. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles, going forward and to the left and also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or as much as we are able to do at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. Although if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness slowly settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening and feel how you are slowly slipping deeper and deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. Feel your body softening. Feel your whole being melting. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and to follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, see yourself standing at the start of this new week. Your toes sticking over the edge and you are ready to dive in. Take your next big breath. Let's take a look at the week ahead. What lies ahead? And we'll start with reminding yourself what is known about the week ahead. What is already in the calendar? You can walk yourself through the days of this week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What is in the calendar? What are the things that you know you need to do this week? The people you know you need to see this week? The places you need to go this week? Try and create as clear a picture as possible of what lies ahead this week. Take your next big breath. What are you creating this week? Have you set any goals or intention for the week ahead? What would they be? See if you can form a clear picture of at least one, more if you want, but at least one goal for this week. How clear a picture could you create of a goal for this week? Take your next big breath. For a moment, transport yourself to the end of this next week, standing in the weekend and looking back. If you had a checklist, what would you want to check off that list by the end of the week? Saying, I got this done, I got that done. Or perhaps there are a few items that sound like, I got started on this one, or I made progress on that one. If you get to the end of the week, how would you like to check this checklist? Take your next big breath. One more time. How clear an image can you create of what it is you want to accomplish this week? Make the picture in your mind as clear as you can. Take your next big breath. That covers what we know about the week ahead. But we also know that every week we encounter obstacles, stumbling blocks that we have not foreseen. And these could come from the outside, things we have no control over in the world around us. And they can also come from the inside. Our own inner triggers tripping us up. The message from both Jon Kabat-Zinn and Bankei Yotaku this morning speaks about remaining present, being mindful, not becoming involved in fighting what is happening, but realizing that something within us comes from a deeper place. Some part of us that has no need to get entangled with these stumbling blocks and obstacles, but with an ability to take a step back and just see what is here. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, can you create this picture of yourself, your own ability to take a step back and just see what is here? Take your next big breath. We might have some old patterns that, in this moment of triggeredness, whether it's the person outside of me that triggers me or the person inside of me that does the triggering, we might have some old patterns that want to either run away, hide, numb, or attack. Can you create a picture of yourself calmly, taking a step back, not avoiding, not running, and also not fighting, but being mindful. And mindfulness simply means, let me see exactly what is here. Take your next big breath. Have you ever been at the verge of getting into it with someone, an argument, or whatever it might be, whatever the situation or the trigger might be, and in that moment realize, I need a bit of time? Have you said these words to someone? I'm going to have to take a moment, or I'm going to have to take a few minutes, and I'll get back to you and we'll talk about this. See yourself, empower yourself to realize something is being triggered, and I'm going to take a moment. Maybe that moment involves going for a walk. Maybe it involves making yourself a cup of tea and sitting and drinking it outside. Or maybe just stepping into another room for a few big breaths. But create a clear picture of how you're able to empower yourself by not engaging immediately and bringing yourself to your breath until your wisdom shows you how to take action. Take your next big breath. Viktor Frankl said it in a slightly different way. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our freedom. We could also say in that space we find our wisdom. Make it a goal this week to increase that space for yourself. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel how softness enters and settles in every part of your body. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you again from these words of Jon Kabat-Zinn and Bankei Yotaku. Mindfulness practice means that we commit fully in each moment to be present, inviting ourselves to interface with this moment in full awareness, with the intention to embody as best as we can an orientation of calmness, mindfulness, and equanimity right here, right now, in this moment. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. And your soul knows how to do this. Don't hate the arising of thoughts or try to stop the thoughts from rising. Simply realize that your original mind, right from the start, is beyond thought. So that no matter what, you never get involved with the thoughts. Illuminate your original mind, and no other understanding is necessary. Invite yourself to interface with every moment this week in full awareness. That space in between stimulus and response, that spaciousness does not exist until we create it, until we become adamant that I will not be baited into responding. I will not mindlessly react from an old fear. I will wait. I will breathe first and feel that spaciousness before I take any action. In that space we find our wisdom. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the privilege to stand at the start of a new week. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the opportunity to look into my week ahead and do some rehearsing. Get ahead of it. Plan how I want to show up so that when the stumbling blocks and obstacles of the week arrive, it's not a blind side, it's not completely new. I have practiced this. I know what to do. Take a deep breath in. Thank you again for the privilege of standing once again at the start of a new week, setting my intention, creating at my potential. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for jumping into the week along with us. Leshna, good morning. Michelle, good morning. In between stimulus and response, there is a space. The most famous quote from Viktor Frankl. And in that space is where we find our freedom to access free will. But that space can shrink when we're under pressure, when we feel stressed and anxious. And it takes practice for us to create a practice that makes that space bigger. It takes being adamant that I will not react to a trigger. I will first stop and breathe, and I want to feel myself make that space bigger and not act until I feel that wisdom's telling me how to act. Have an awesome week. Thank you, Sunmarie and Linda and Leshna and Maggie and Leanne and Michelle. I don't remember who else was there early on. Have a great week. I know that you have that spaciousness, and I know that you have felt your own wisdom when you step into that space. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.